Moving on. Next one is from Lane, I think, or Lane. I don't know, whatever, from this person. Will SEO Shield and other products work for sites that are not built using WordPress? Yeah. We talk about WordPress often because that's like industry standard. That's what most, 95% of people use. But the SEO Shield methodology really has nothing to do with WordPress. That's typically what we use for self-hosted sites. But what we talk about for a methodology for getting results, it helps to have, an RSS feed so that you can do content marketing to your syndication network and that kind of stuff. But again, it doesn't have to be WordPress. It could be any type of site. And if you don't have an RSS feed for a particular type of site, you can always install WordPress or any type of content CMS, right? Content, whatever. A CMS on a subdomain, for example, or a subdirectory of the root domain that you could then generate an RSS feed from. But as far as, the SEO Shield and semantic mastery methods and all that, it has nothing to do with WordPress. It could be any type of site. There's just certain benefits that WordPress does provide, but it's not required. Any comments on that?
No, I mean, that's perfect. The SEO Shield is a way to shield your money site, whatever that money site is, whether you choose it to be a G site, an HTML site, PHP, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be WordPress. It can be Joomla. I mean, we've thrown around anything and everything that we can. I mean, that's what it's for. It's to shield whatever your project online is. It's not just for a WordPress site. And as far as the second part of this question, where schema is limited, if you can access the code, you can insert schema. And there should be a way to insert code through the host, the files in whatever hosting service it is that you're using. So you shouldn't be limited there. I don't see why that would be a limiter. You hire someone to do that. I mean, go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, go wherever you need to go to get someone to come into the website and look around and see how you can insert schema. Because I'm telling you, for e-commerce, it works really well. Getting schema in there and getting everything structured correctly for the bot works wonders in e-commerce.
Yeah, and a comment on that, we just talked about Tag Manager in the previous comment. If you've got a site like that, in my opinion, it would be way better to install the container code from Tag Manager. So with Tag Manager, you get container code. One goes in the HTML header, and then another one goes in the body section right after the opening body tag. It's two container snippets of code, right, that make up the container. And so what I would suggest doing is installing that globally across the site, because then you can inject code to specific pages, like on a page-by-page basis. You can get really granular inside of Tag Manager where you can manage that, right? So in other words, all you would need is to have the container code installed site-wide by the webmaster or whoever is managing the website on that whatever platform it's on. But then you can manage which code is deployed on which pages from inside of the Tag Manager dashboard. So you don't have to worry about accessing the site at all. That's one of the beauties of using Tag Manager, is the fact that you don't have to go in. So that's great if I'm working on a site that or working on a project that has a site that has like for a client that has a webmaster. Well, they don't want me in there poking around on their site. The webmaster doesn't want me in there poking around on the site. So I will send container code for Tag Manager to them and say, okay, install this site-wide. Like this will be global tags. And then from there, I can do what I want to do on a page-by-page basis using Tag Manager. And it works well that way. So I would encourage you to check out Tag Manager and then have that installed on that site. It will give you a lot more control over what schema you can add. Again, I know best practices state you're supposed to have for schema, especially, it's supposed to, the code is supposed to reside actually on the page, not be injected from a third-party script like Tag Manager, but it will work and it will validate. And in certain unique situations like what you're describing, I think that would be the better route to go, right?